Hey, so we're back and we're gonna make sloppy joes today. I needed something that my family could all eat, and by family I mean me and my husband, because my son eats pretty much the same things every single day. But today we're gonna do sloppy joe. So this recipe comes out of the actual book. I think this was one that my grandpa had picked out, because the card that was holding its spot actually is in his handwriting, not in hers. So it could have been something that she maybe made for him before she passed, and then he, found in the book and marked it out for himself. Once she was the main cook of the two of them. She made everything. She made his lunches. She made his lunches for work. She made his breakfast. She made dinner for me, him, and herself. So, when she passed, he had to pretty much figure it out for himself. So there are a lot of spaces in this book that, he marked out for himself, and I think that was because he was learning. So sloppy joe was something he picked, something me and my husband both love. So we're gonna get started doing that. You have 1 pound of ground beef, an 8-ounce can of tomato sauce. This is a small white onion and a 1/2 cup of chopped green peppers. Both of my pepper and onion came from Specca Farms. They're both farm fresh veggies, which I try to use as often as possible, especially in the summertime, because Jersey's got all the good stuff happening right now. This is a 1/2 cup of ketchup. And funny thing, in the book, I don't know if it's just an maybe it's if it's a now thing, or if it's a Europe American thing, but ketchup, I've always known Ketchup, right? Ketchup. In the book, it's catsup, Catsup. So it's always fun to see little different things from different times. So 1/2 cup of ketchup. So this is 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce and a tablespoon of vinegar, or however you want to pronounce it. It's one of those tough ones. Worcestershire to me just flows off the tongue, so I'm gonna stick with saying it that way. It's probably wrong. I think I saw a video one time where it was like, you literally say it the way it's read, and it's like a town, so it's Worcestershire sauce, but Worcestershire, I don't know, man. But that's vinegar and Worcestershire sauce, 1 tablespoon each. This is a tablespoon of packed brown sugar to add the little bit of sweetness that you like to get when you make sloppy joes homemade. And then this is a teaspoon of ground mustard, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 1/8 of a teaspoon of black pepper. I'm gonna have the recipe at the end of the video to show you, how to make this if you decide that you want to make these sloppy joes. Homemade, of course, manwich from the can is good for a quick, easy meal. So story time. Not really a story time. I think I had my very first homemade sloppy joe when I used to work at Chi-Chi's. I was a line cook at Chi-Chi's when I was 17, and the manager at the time came out one shift during lunch and he made everybody sloppy joes. I had never had it other than, I don't remember, but at the time I didn't think I had ever had it any other way other than just from the can, the manwich. So it was fun to see him at a Mexican restaurant throwing all those different ingredients in to make a sloppy joe. And it was really, really good. So, I've made it myself, homemade, since then. But this is the first time using this specific recipe, so let's see how it turns out. My pan is behind me. I think I'm gonna move you guys over there, and we're gonna get to cooking. So my pan is on. I have put it on medium heat to get it nice and hot. Excuse the hand motions here. So we're gonna get our meat in the pan. This recipe calls for the ground beef and the onions, peppers, all together at once. We're gonna cook the ground beef until it's no longer pink, and the onions and peppers will be a little bit softer. Then we'll drain all of this to take the fat away, and we'll add in our spices and our sauces to get the whole thing mixed together. So I'll bring you back once we're a little bit darker and almost ready to pull it out of the pan. So now our mixture of ground beef and peppers and onions is browned. The onions are starting to soften. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to drain all of this to get the fat out, and then we're going to add in our sauces. So now that we've drained all of our fat from our ground beef, pepper, and onion mixture, we're gonna start to add in the rest of our ingredients. So here's the 8-ounce can of tomato sauce, the half a cup of ketchup, the vinegar and Worcestershire sauce. I will probably laugh every single time I say that. Our tablespoon of packed brown sugar. And last but not least, the ground mustard, salt, and pepper. So I'm gonna turn the stove back on, give this a mix, get everything well incorporated, and let it heat. And it's supposed to simmer for 15 to 20 minutes, and then we will go on from there. I'm gonna add mine to medium heat until it really starts to get bubbly, and then I will bring it down to a low and let it simmer. I don't know if I'm gonna go 15 minutes. That seems a little bit long. It's not a lot of sauce in here, but we'll see how it goes. All right, see you back in a little bit. So this is simmered for about 15 minutes. You'll see that it's a little bit thicker. It kind of renders down the liquid a little bit and helps it become the sloppy mess that it is meant to be. So now I'm gonna pull this out, put it in another container, so then we can brown up a hamburger roll, and then we're gonna give it a try. So our final mixture looks like this. Smells pretty good. And then I have 2 sloppy joes, one for me, one for my husband since he's home and it's about lunchtime. And I'm gonna give mine a taste. We're gonna see how it is together. It's pretty hot. I might have to hush my way through this because I don't feel like waiting. All right, sloppiness, I'd say is a good, what? We'll go 9 out of 10 sloppy. It's good and sloppy. And now we're gonna give her a taste. That's really hot. Maybe a little too hot. I probably should have waited a little bit. I think I just burnt the whole inside of my mouth. It tastes really good. Flavor's really good. Flavor's there. I think the only thing that I would change is that, because like I said, the directions had called for you to brown the ground beef, pepper, and onion all at once. So I think the only thing that I would change is I would probably go in and ground the ground beef by itself and saute the onions and peppers by themselves, so I could let the onions and peppers get a little bit softer. The pepper still has a little bit more of a crunch than I like, but really it's preference. So if you like your veggies to be a little bit crunchier when you make sloppy joe, then just go with the way this is made. Other than that, I think this is a good recipe. Double thumbs up for this one. I like it, and you know, if I'm ever feeling like I'm in the mood to make sloppy joe homemade and not just whip out the can of manwich, I'll probably go for that recipe. So I'd say, yeah, if you want sloppy joe that's homemade, you can go for this one. It'll be at the end of the video and also in the description. But for our next recipe, we are going to go with peach pie. And we're doing peach pie because A, I found it in the cookbook, and B, it's peach season in Jersey. I have fresh peaches from the farm. Well, let's find it first. Peach pie. All right. So this peach pie recipe that I found in the book, it was apple pie, peach pie, cherry pie. They're all pies, right? So it was marked off in the book. But it's peach season right now in New Jersey. So I'm going to do fresh peach pie. This recipe also calls for me to make my own crust. So we get 2 for the price of 1. So in our next video, we're going to be making crust, and then we'll be making homemade fresh peach pie. The recipe is right here, but I'm also going to, I'll take a picture of it, show you what it's going to look like. So I'm excited for that. My husband really likes peaches, and you know, should be fantastic. Fresh Jersey peaches. But until then, I'm going to have lunch with my husband and enjoy our sloppy joes, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.